Good afternoon, traders. It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Really wild day today. You can see what happened with the Dow. It had another one of these reversal days, reversed what it did yesterday. It opened down hard, kept going down, came back a little at the end, but officially is down 299 points. That's a pretty big bite for the Dow. Oh man, today was unbelievable, so let's talk about it. We had a big reversal first thing this morning that had me just gasping for breath. We were negative $15,000 on the close yesterday, and when the stocks opened, we went from negative 15,000 to positive 30,000, a $45,000 swing. That just looked like heaven on earth to me. Um, Here are the statistics, and I'll explain these a little more. We closed out positive $40,000 on 16 positions earlier this morning. And here's the terrible part. We're carrying negative $64,000 on 11 positions going into tomorrow. And I'll explain as I'm going to show you a good and a bad trade, and then I'm going to show you a nightmare trade. And let's start with the good and the bad trade. And I keep showing you this, but it's the hot stock lately. This is NNE, which is Nano Nuclear Energy Incorporated. And we had bought this yesterday, first hour or so, and it had pretty much closed without too much activity there, but it gapped way up there this morning, and we ended up taking out positive $17,000 out of Nano Nuclear Energy. So that was just a great trade. And then it went up, and then it went down, and I'm saying it went up. When it went up, we get a re-entry in Nano, and it went positive, then negative, and then it turned around and really went positive. And up here, at the high of the day, we were up another 17,000 with Nano. So, combined, we're looking at almost $35,000 on this one stock. That's pretty fantastic. But then the thing kind of gradually started to weaken and weaken and weaken. And that $17,000 that we had up there went to $1,000 on the close. Of course, we're not out of it yet. But that's just the story of our life lately. And it was still a good trade, a good stock for us today, but we really needed, believe me, we needed that $17,000, and it kind of melted down. Now I'm going to show you the nightmare trade. It started out the perfect trade. Okay, what we're looking at here is LRHC, which is La Rosa Holdings Corporation. And this trade is very similar to the trade we had last week in MGOL, and I'm going to reference that and talk about the differences here. Anyway, in La Rosa here yesterday, we bought this pop at the beginning of the day. It did absolutely nothing. It actually closed against us, contributed to those big losses that I was talking about that we had on the close yesterday. And then this thing explodes this morning. It went from $1.60 over here to $3.20 up here, up 100%. And we have this exit on 40% or better. So what that means, that 5 minutes after the open, we exited this trade almost perfectly right at the top there, and we exited with positive $43,000 in profit in this stock. Fabulous. Absolutely perfect exit. The problem is that this thing came back, and then it actually turned around and made a new high, and as you know how the system works, we end up getting a re-entry almost at the high tick of the day, and then this thing starts to slip, and it just slipped all day and went back to almost break even there. But we're no longer break even, we're long up here. So what's our open trade loss? Yeah, you guessed it. Exactly $43,000. So we made $43,000 on this fabulous trade at the beginning of the day, and basically it all melted away. It's still open trade, but it's an open trade loss that exactly matches our gain up here. Now, the problem here is this re-entry. We had a re-entry in MGOL last week, but the difference was in MGOL last week we made $72,000 on our initial exit, and then the thing didn't come up and make this new high. It actually sunk down, so we got re-entered at a much better price, and then we got knocked out on a day of entry stop that cost us $20,000. So we saw our $72,000 in profit go to $52,000, but still we had $52,000 in profit. With this thing, we ended up kissing all our profit away with the re-entry. So I tell you, I am already working on it. I'm going to change the algorithm so we will never get a re-entry again after a 40% or better exit. It's obviously, I should have done this before. I didn't, but I almost have it done, and I will send this out to all my paying customers. And had we had this in place for these last two trades, it would have saved us over $60,000. Yeah, it makes me sick. I feel terrible about it, but it happened, and I will try and correct it by rewriting that algorithm. So all I can say is let's hope for maybe a little improvement in LRHC tomorrow on the open. We'll see you then on Wednesday.